In this video, you'll learn how to sing and strum Sweet Home Alabama smoothly, without the rhythm falling apart. It's beginner friendly and works even if singing and strumming has never clicked for you. Most people can play the chords, but everything breaks when the vocals come in. We'll fix that using the simple singing strummer 3-step method, where we focus on the vocals first, then the guitar, and then step 3 is combining the two.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin.
Well, hello, my fellow singing strummers. Today we're going to take a look at the real classic, Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd, which is an awesome song. It has so many things built into it, but also you can simplify it to really get going fast with only a few chords. So as always, step 1 is going to be focusing on the vocals, step 2 will be focusing on the guitar part, and step 3 is where we combine these two things. In a moment we'll bring the guitar back, but first we need to get the vocals really solid. And now for step 1 we'll focus on the vocals first. So we'll practice the melody without the lyrics, like this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And next we'll do some rapping, just the rhythm and the lyrics, no melody, like this. Sweet Home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. And you can of course keep time by clapping as well. Sweet Home Alabama. And as the third phase of doing the vocals, we'll combine the lyrics, the melody and the rhythm all together.
Sweet Home Alabama, where the skies are so blue.
And now that we got the vocal part down, let's look at the guitar part next. So step 2. There's really only 3 chords you're gonna need for this one, which will be D major, C major and G major. And if you have an accurate ear, in the second verse there's actually an F major chord as well.
In Birmingham they love the governor, boo boo boo.
So there's an
F, C, D.
But you don't have to play that F chord, you can just stick to D, C and G major chords and you're gonna be fine for the whole song. And for beginners, I highly recommend that you don't start learning the riffs and all that stuff. You just stick to the open chords. And you can even simplify them a lot. If you can't put the strumming rhythm on autopilot, it's gonna feel next to impossible to combine that with the vocals. Here's the easiest way to go about the chords. You can use the regular shapes for these chords, and you can also make this a bit easier for yourself by anchoring ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string the whole time. So first chord will be D5 and the high E string will be muted with the ring finger. And then when you go to the C chord, you can just put your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, and you can put your pinky on the 3rd fret on the high E string. Or you can mute it too if you want with your ring finger. And then you can get to the G chord by just moving one finger. You'll put the middle finger from the A string to the 3rd fret on the G string. And you will mute the A string so it doesn't ring in there. So D5, C at 9 and G5. And when you feel comfortable switching from one chord to another, next step is doing this in time. So you'll just choose a tempo that you're comfortable with. Rather do it slow than fast in the beginning. So you can keep time yourself if you can, but if not, I really recommend a metronome, a drum track or the original track. And now we'll go through the chord structure, which will be half a bar of D, half a bar of C, and then full bar of G. Here's a demonstration of keeping time yourself. D, C, G, 2, 3, 4. Half a bar, full bar, 3, 4. And that's the chord structure for the whole song. And once that feels comfortable, that you can change the chords according to the structure, and then the next step will be playing quarter notes in rhythm. So here's an example. D, C, G, 2, 3, 4. D, C, G, 2, 3, 4. And when that feels comfortable, we can double the amount of downstrokes again. So we'll be playing 8th notes now, which means 2 downstrokes on each beat, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And remember to always get the rhythm first. You don't even have to fret any chords, you can just mute the strings and play quarter notes. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when quarter notes start to feel comfortable, then you can move to 8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then when you can get the rhythm happening on the strumming hand, then you can add in the chords. And now when the 8 notes start to feel comfortable, then we can add a little upstroke in there as well. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and now slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And as mentioned, when you can do the strumming rhythm comfortably with just the strumming hand, then you can add in the chords. Down, 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 up, 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 down. And if you really want to be a wise ass, you can add some palm muting in there as well. So you mute the strings with your palm of your hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and If singing and strumming has never worked for you, this is the exact moment to pay attention. And now you should have an idea of how the vocal part goes and how the guitar part goes. It's time to go to step 3 to combine these skills. The first phase is just playing the chords when they change in the chord structure, and we'll just let them ring, but we do have to keep time in some way, so use a metronome, drum track, or keep time yourself. So here's what phase 1 might look like to you.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry home to see my kin.
If this feels awkward, it just means your brain is learning, not that you're bad at this. So you just play the open chords, let them ring, and sing a phrase on top of that. And then change the chord when it actually changes in the structure. No more strumming than that into phase 1. And once that feels comfortable, we can start adding some strums in there. Now we'll play quarter notes, which means there's a strum on each beat. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Would sound something like this.
Singing songs about the Southland, miss on baby once again.
And then when that starts to feel comfortable, we'll double the amount of strums again.
Singing songs about the Southland, miss on baby once again.
And when that starts feeling comfortable, then you can add the upstroke in there as well.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry home to see my kin.
And if you need to slow down this tutorial to really see and hear what's happening, you can always use the controls in the YouTube player window. And then if you want to go to wise ass mode, you can add the palm muting thing there as well.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry home to see my kin. Singing songs about the Southland, I miss on baby once again, and I think it's a sin.
And there you have it, the whole song. You can choose from the 4 different strumming patterns depending on where you're at as a player, and each of them is gonna sound perfect for this song. And as always, if the original key does not suit the vocal range that you have, use a capo, raise it on the fretboard, and then you can drop your voice with an octave if needed. So for example, capo on the 5th fret, it's gonna be a female key. Probably sounds horrible for my voice, but I'll try.
Sweet home Alabama.
And if you want to lower the key from the original, you can still put the capo on the 5th fret, but drop your voice with an octave, and it would sound something like this.
Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue.
By now, you should have an idea of what the singing strummer method is like. So first we get the singing part, then we get the guitar part, and then we start combining them one step at a time. So the idea is to chop the process of learning a song into such small bits so you can experience the maximum amount of small wins when you go through the process. And that keeps you motivated while you're having fun learning. Hopefully you found this tutorial valuable and share it with your friends. Do let me know in the comments below which kind of songs you would like to learn how to sing and strum, and I'll create some more content based on that. And if you're looking for a personal game plan that would help you go to the next level, do check out the link in the description and book yourself a free strategy call where we'll look at where you are right now, where you want to go, what's stopping you, and what would be the next step you can take. So hope to see you there. Bye bye.